Yo, YouTube, welcome back to Constitution Party Caleb Talks. Uh, I know I have not been on in a while, but today I wanted to talk about the issue of immigration. Now, with immigration, this is something that I don't take a liberal stance on it, but I also don't take a conservative stance on it. This is one of those few things that I actually disagree with my own party on. We have a real issue in the United States of America with immigration because you see, if we have open borders, which the liberal stance would be to have open borders and only deport illegals that commit crimes. The conservative stance is to have closed borders and deport anyone that's illegal, and the independent stance is to have closed borders but to not deport the people that are already here illegally. I take a very independent stance on that. The reason being is because with the liberal stance, you now have it to where anyone and everybody can come in without being checked, and you don't know if it's someone that's pretending to be from that area that could really have ties to terrorism, that could have ties to a military. If you have open borders, I mean, other countries could just come through and invade us. And at the same time, then, with the liberal policy, you're only going to deport them if they commit a crime, so they can come in here and they can work, and work their butt off, and they can pay sales tax when they buy things in the grocery store and help our state economy, and you're going to let them stay as long as they're working, and a lot of times they're getting abused in the conditions that they have to work in. But as soon as they commit a crime, you're going to get rid of them. Okay, that's my problem with the liberal policy. My problem with the conservative policy is you have the closed borders so that no one from a militia or a terrorist group or anything like that can just come in and overtake us. But you now have the issue of someone that's going to deport all the illegals, including the ones that have worked in horrible conditions, that have literally been treated terribly, mistreated, and they're just going to take them and deport them because they don't have a piece of paper. So I disagree with both sides. I think that we need to have closed borders so that if anybody else wants to come in, they have to go through a process, and we have to make sure that we know who they are. But I do not believe that we should deport the people that are already here illegally. There's no logic in having open borders, but there's no logic in deportation either. You need the closed borders for security, but when you just go out and take a bunch of people and you start deporting them, you're now taking a chance on deporting someone that's probably worked jobs that American people don't want, that's been paid less than minimum wage, that's been treated terrible. A lot of times those bosses treat their workers terrible and they know they can get by with it just because someone's illegal. We need to have closed borders, but we need to treat the illegal worker equal to the legal worker. We need to stop this underground economy. We have created an underground economy with policies like the liberal and conservative policies. And I don't think the liberals and conservatives in general necessarily know. I don't think all of them know how bad it is. But I do think that it is racist on both sides. I think it is very biased. I think it is very bigoted. I think it is very prejudiced. I think the politicians know exactly what they're doing. I think if it doesn't matter whether Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump got in, because if either one of them got in, it would be terrible. It would be absolutely terrible. So I disagree with both sides on immigration. I think we need to go in the middle, because we literally have an underground economy where the illegals are not being treated fairly. We have, and you know, I don't agree with it because I don't want that underground economy. We need one big economy. We need to stop the unfair treatment of people just because they're illegal. It's ridiculous. And we also need to stop uh, allowing people to have open borders. We need to have closed borders, but we do not need no deportations. And we need to treat the illegal worker the same as the legal worker, because for the most part, they have been taking jobs we don't want, and they have been working them for less than minimum wage. And it's because of liberal and conservative policies that we have had the racism and the bigotry and bias against them here in the United States of America. Now, I know a lot of the liberals are coming out and they are starting to treat them equal on voting rights and all that. I think that's great, but they need to focus on the working problems too. The work has been the most important problem. That's been the thing that we literally have needed to talk about the most, that we have not talked about. And see, that's why this is one of those policies where I don't agree with either side. This is one of those three policies that I do not take a conservative stance on, because I think we need to stop this racist war on immigration. We need to stop. We do need to have closed borders. We need to have security. We don't need to abolish ICE, but we do not need to deport people that are already here illegally. They have taken a lot of the jobs that we don't want, taken that out of the hands of the American people. And then we're going to take them and turn them away, even though they've probably been mistreated. They've probably been abused, verbally and physically. That's why both the liberal and conservative side are wrong on immigration. Both of them. Normally I would agree with the conservatives, but when it comes to immigration, I cannot agree with the liberals or conservatives. You guys are both wrong. And I'm not saying that all the Democrats, all the Republicans, all the constitutionalists, all the Green Party people, I'm not saying you're all bad. I'm just saying you're politicians. You're politicians. You see, especially the Republicans and Democrats. I don't think even the third party ones know. Because a lot of times the third party is just an alternative place with the same views. But see, these Republicans and Democrats have put us in this box, and they've created this. They've created this racist, biased, and bigoted war. It's basically a war on immigration. They've created it. They have engineered it where people are getting riled up against each other. They're doing it to divide you against each other. So I agree with the independent stance on immigration. We definitely need closed borders, because we can't just allow anyone and everyone to come in. But we don't need to deport people that are already here when you're taking a very good chance that that person has worked jobs we don't want and been treated terrible. And this is a country that was built on immigration. People didn't have paperwork hundreds of years ago. People didn't really have that. Now, am I saying that we should allow it to continue? We should allow people to continue to come in illegally? No. But I am saying that we should not deport the people that are already here illegally. We need to treat them equal, because they have been taking a lot of jobs we don't want. That's what I'm saying. And that's exactly why it's one of three things that I don't take a conservative stance on, but it's one of four things I disagree with my party on. I appreciate you all watching Constitution Party Caleb Talks. I will be making another video about an amendment probably soon. But I appreciate the subscriptions, the likes, and all that. I appreciate the people that said they was going to come follow me today. Um, all I all I gotta say with that is power to the Constitution.